What's going on, everybody? This is What's New with ME. I'm Ali Mehdaoui. Now listen, this episode is not about football. It looks like football. It sounds like football. There are helmets involved, but this episode, it's about culture. It's about attention and who gets to be loud and who gets ignored. All right, yes, we're talking about the Super Bowl, but we're also talking about what happened around the game is rarely the point anymore. Let's get into it. Segment 1, Super Bowl LX60 licks the quiet game. Super Bowl 60, Seattle, New England, final score 29-13. Now, if you missed the game, don't worry. So did most of America. I don't mean literally. I mean culturally. This was not a bad football game. It was actually a disciplined, efficient, low mistake performance. Seattle did not do anything flashy. They didn't do anything viral. They just didn't mess up. New England, on the other hand, turnovers, timing issues, momentum killers, football people. Well, you saw the story instantly. But here's the truth. This game did not create a moment big enough to dominate the night. And when football leaves space, culture rushes in. Segment 2. Before the game, America shows up first. Before kickoff, we got what the Super Bowl has always promised. Tradition. English language performances, familiar voices, patriotic tones, the national anthem, America the Beautiful, lift every voice and sing, different styles, different histories, and one shared moment. No outrage, no trend and panic, no think pieces. Why? Well, because this part still feels familiar. This was America saying, we know who this is for. and then, halftime show. Segment 3, Bad Bunny. 2 Americas watched at once. Bad Bunny took the stage and immediately 2 completely different Super Bowls began. For some people, this was history. Puerto Rican imagery, Spanish lyrics, island culture, community scenes, heritage front and center. Well, for others, confusion, disconnection, frustration. Some of you had it in your own living room. Not because it was bad. Freaking was amazing. I loved it. But because it wasn't for them. And here's where the conversation gets dishonest online. This was not about whether Bad Bunny is talented. He is. This was not about music taste. This was about ownership, about who feels like the Super Bowl still belongs to them. Segment 4, the symbols. This part matters. Let's talk about the visuals because nothing on that field was accidental. The house on stage, that was home, not celebrity home, real home. The greenery, the sugarcane imagery, roots, land, where people come from. The power poles during El Apagón. That wasn't abstract art. That was a direct reference to real power outages in Puerto Rico. Real infrastructure problems, real lives. This wasn't just a performance. It was a statement. And then something happened that made everyone pause. Segment 5, the wedding. A real couple got married, not actors, not a skit. A real wedding on the field during the halftime show. Now, some people thought it was beautiful. I did. Some people said, what does this have to do with football? Some that I watched with said, what does this have to do with football? And the answer is, exactly. That was the point. It's about love. About community, real life interrupting spectacle. And whether you loved it or hated it, you felt something. That's good. Segment 6, why the backlash was inevitable. Now, here's the hard truth. We knew this was coming. The NFL already knew there would be backlash. They accepted it because they're not playing for the past anymore. They're playing for global reach. Gen Z, streaming culture. This was not a mistake. This was a direction. And when people feel like something they loved is moving without them, well, they react. Segment 7, enter the reaction economy. All right, this is where organizations like Turning Point USA thrive. They didn't create the outrage. I love it. They captured it. They spoke directly to people who felt ignored. They created a solution. Hey, if you don't like it, we got something for you. And here's the uncomfortable part. You don't have to agree with them to understand why their content works. They weren't arguing policy. They were validating emotions, and emotion always beats logic on the internet. Always. Segment 8, Donald Trump saying less, benefited more. Now let's talk about Donald J. Trump. Notice what he didn't do. He didn't rush in. He didn't dominate the night. He let the fracture happen on its own. And after, the messaging was simple. This doesn't feel like your America anymore. He didn't create a division. He stood in it and said, I see you. That's not noise. That's strategy. He, on his own way, thought, how can I bring the conversation together? Segment 9, Iran and the silence says everything. And now let's shift gears, because this is the part nobody wants to talk about. While all of this was trending, Iran was active. Real geopolitical tension, real civilians' impact, real consequences. And where were the celebrities? Where were the influencers? Where were the hashtags? Silent. Not because nothing mattered, but because this issue is complicated and complexity doesn't perform well online. There's no safe caption, no approved filter, no brand-friendly stance. So silence becomes the choice. And silence is still a statement. Segment 10, the connecting thread. Here's the connection across all of this. The Super Bowl shows us who gets attention. The halftime show showed us who gets prioritized. The backlash shows us who feels displaced. The political reaction showed us who benefits. And Iran showed us who gets ignored. We don't live in a world of truth versus lies anymore. We live in a world of attention versus silence. And that should make everyone uncomfortable. This episode isn't about picking sides, by the way. This episode is about seeing the system clearly. Because once you understand how attention works, you stop being shocked by outcomes. You start asking better questions. And that's what we do here. This is What's New with ME. I'm Ali Mehdaoui. And if this made you think a little bit, good. We'll see you in the next episode.
Still marketing your business like it's the Yellow Pages era? Welcome to ME Studios, where local solopreneurs and small business owners catch up with the digital world and take over it. We help you go from invisible to undeniable. Featured on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Plus, gain press exposure in over 100 to 300 major media outlets like Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, and the CW. Right here in Eatontown, New Jersey, just steps away from the soon-to-be Netflix studios, our multi-unit facility is built for creators, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Stop marketing like it's 1995. Start building your digital authority today with a team that gets it.